The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here today. Welcome and thank you for attending the Board of Nursing Home Administrators Stakeholder meeting via webinar today. It is September 21st, 2020, and the time is 1 p.m. Before we get started, we would like to introduce the staff members from the Division of Professions and Occupations that are present. My name is Darcy Magnuson, and I'm a regulatory analyst with the division. Also attending is Karen Phelan, Program Director, and Elena Kemp, Regulatory Coordinator. We will be facilitating this stakeholder meeting. In compliance with the governor's orders regarding COVID-19, the division has transitioned to a platform that is 100% virtual, and we appreciate your flexibility. As many of you have been to DORA stakeholder meetings before, we would like to reiterate the importance of your comments today. DORA makes decisions every day that may affect your life and your business. Your input is vital in the rulemaking process. Throughout this process, our goal is to create regulations that clarify and explain legislation, ensure minimum competency to enter and continue to practice, and provide only what is absolutely necessary for consumer protection without creating unnecessary barriers to the marketplace. Your input will be part of the information that goes to the board as it considers adopting revisions to the rules. More specifically, we'll be discussing revisions to Rule 1.1 and 1.2 to implement Colorado House Bill 201326 concerning endorsements, creating an occupational credential portability program. This meeting is being recorded and will be posted on the website at a later date. As this meeting is being held solely via webinar, please raise your hand by using the hand icon if you would like to speak, and we will unmute your line so you will be heard by everyone. Or you can type your comment in the question section and we'll read it out loud. For anyone that is planning to provide comments, please state your name and who you represent. Feel free to provide either general comments on the rule changes or specific comments on the proposed language. Keep your comments limited to 3 to 5 minutes or less, and try not to repeat something that was already said. Stating you're in full agreement with someone else works just fine, and we will note that. If you are using audio through your computer, please remember to put any phones on vibrate or turn them off. And whether you are using computer or phone audio, try to keep background noises to a minimum when speaking. So at this point, we will turn it over to you. If you want to speak, you can raise your hand and we'll unmute you, or you can type in questions or comments and we can read them out loud to the group. So far, I'm not seeing any hands raised or any comments or questions. So if you want to provide comments, you can raise your hand and we'll unmute your line, or you can type in comments for us to read out loud for the group and for the record. I'm not seeing anything come through, so we will give folks a few more minutes until 1:07 before we proceed with wrapping up the meeting. So if you want to provide any feedback on the proposed changes, you can raise your hand and we'll unmute your line, or you can type in a question or a comment through the question or chat feature, and we will read that out loud for the recording and also for everyone else on the webinar to hear. Alrighty, so I'm not seeing any questions or hands raised, so we'll go ahead and conclude the meeting. Thank you for participating in today's meeting. The stakeholder comments, which none were received today, and program recommendations will be presented to the board prior to the emergency and permanent rulemaking hearing on November 18th of 2020. That concludes the stakeholder meeting, and thank you again for participating. At this point in time, we're going to go ahead and disconnect the webinar.